All right, following the release of the Mueller report last week, questions are rightly being asked about what comes next. Congressman Doug Collins tweeted this, quote, claims Mueller report punts the special counsel's work to Congress is just wrong. The report analyzes Congress's constitutional authority to legislate. It does not upend the separation of powers by calling Congress to continue a completed DOJ investigation. Joining us now in his first interview, by the way, since the Mueller report came out, he was out of the country, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. We kind of needed you last week, and there you are. I don't know where the heck you were, but we could have used you.
I'd have to shoot you.
All right, let's get your general thoughts and reaction, and more importantly, what you're going to do.
Okay. Well, number one, the idea that the Mueller report is not the final word on all things Trump, Russia, collusion, and obstruction is news to me. I thought we all trusted Mueller. So here's what I think is going on in the House. There's going to be a stampede to impeach President Trump. They're going to use the Mueller report, anything they can find to try to destroy his presidency. Nancy Pelosi's not in charge of the Democratic Party. The radical left is in charge. So I expect that there will be impeachment proceedings against President Trump. And the Mueller report, to me, is vindication of President Trump.
Well, you said it's over. I agree with you. You said a stampede for impeachment.
It is over for me.
Let me tell you, I think now we have had 9-month investigation by the FBI. Even Strzok and Page said, there's no there. We had nothing, Page said. Then we had the House Intel Committee investigation. Then the bipartisan Senate Committee. Now the Mueller report. You can't say it any more clearly, no collusion. So now the American people, the answer's in on this. If they want to do this, on top of the Green Deal, what are the political ramifications for not serving the American people?
Well, I think they'll get punished in 2020, and I think President Trump will get reelected. I know what happened in '98 when the American people understood what they got with Bill Clinton. They understand President Trump, warts and all. And Mueller was the guy that I was going to make sure he looked at the idea of Trump working with the Russians. The verdict is in. There was no collusion. There's no obstruction of a crime that never occurred. The obstruction thing was bizarre to me to begin with. So here's what I think. They're going to be stampeded to impeach Trump because they hate him so much. And I hate it for the country. I hate it for the president, but it's going to result in him getting reelected. The media is not covering the Trump presidency. They're trying to destroy it. The Democratic Party doesn't accept the fact that President Trump won. So at the end of the day, we're just going to have to deal with this in 2020 at the ballot box.
So there are three big components here that have not been resolved. We now know the investigation into Hillary was rigged. Even Strzok and Page said, Loretta Lynch was running every decision. A matter, not an investigation. Then we have the attempt to use a phony Russian dossier, even the New York Times admitting tonight, which is interesting. Washington Post writing, Fox News was right, especially Hannity, whatever. But more importantly, it's not about who's right, but a rigged investigation, an attempt to rig a presidential election, and then undo and unseat a duly elected president. What will you do specifically?
Well, there's before and after the campaign. Before the campaign, I want to find out, did George Papadopoulos, was he working with the Russians, or did they plant in his mind that the Russians had Hillary Clinton's email? In other words, did the knowledge about Russia and the Clinton emails come from somebody other than Russia? How could you use the dossier 4 different times to get a warrant against an American citizen when it's a bunch of garbage? Why didn't they tell the court that it was a politically motivated document? I'm going to try to find out about the counterintelligence investigation, about how the FISA warrant was obtained against Carter Page. Was there an effort to invoke the 25th Amendment? Who's telling the truth, McCabe or Rosenstein? The person who leaked to the Washington Post that General Flynn was being surveilled during the transition period, if you can find out that person, that's probably the one who started all this.
It might be long, it might be a lot earlier than the date we were told, which is July 31st. And did they outsource, did our intelligence community outsource illegal activities to our allies to bypass American laws, intel abuse, turned on American citizens, unmasking, leaking? There's a lot to get to here. Lying to Congress. All right, Senator, good to see you. Welcome back, by the way.